What's up, money growers? Jacob back here with another video doing the good old-fashioned credit card comparison that so many of you love here on this channel. We're going to be comparing two credit cards from two very popular credit unions. So because, credit unions can be a great alternative to banks. So a lot of people like to go with big banks and things like that. But they don't realize they have a lot of options with credit unions. So we're going to be talking about really the top credit card that Navy Federal has to offer and Andrews has to offer. So Navy Federal Credit Union versus Andrews Federal Credit Union. We're going to do a little comparison of the two, talk about what each of these cards offers, maybe a little backstory on them, where they're located, how you can become a member of each of these, even if you are not a military, even if you're not military personnel. We'll talk about the rewards, the fees, all that kinds of fun stuff. So guys, go ahead, hit the subscribe button on this channel. This channel is growing nicely, doing at least one video every day for months now, and I have zero plans to stop it anytime soon. So guys, go ahead, join, and let's jump into this. So with Navy Federal and with Andrews Federal Credit Union. In case you didn't know, Navy Federal Credit Union is the largest credit union in the world. They have over 9 million members. At this point, they obviously serve the military a whole lot. It kind of comes with the name Navy Federal, but you don't have to be military to be in there. Now, Andrews Federal Credit Union, they're a full-service financial institution, credit union, right over on the East Coast. So D.C., Maryland, Virginia, right, that whole, DMV area. New Jersey, as well as overseas in Germany, Belgium, and Netherlands, which I actually did not know until recently. So both these credit unions have some good offers that they give. So particularly when it comes to credit cards. So we're going to be looking at each of these because this is basically the best card that each of these has that they give to people. Now, we're going to be comparing the Navy Federal Visa Signature Flagship Rewards credit card and the Andrews, let's call it AFCU, Titanium Rewards Visa Signature credit card. Damn, that's a tongue twister. So each of these cards is pretty much best for maximizing your rewards. This is the best rewards card that each of these credit unions has to offer. Navy Federal, they like to push the flagship really for spending. Spending. But travel, that's one of their good ones is for travel. So if you do travel, you're going to see some good rewards with this credit card. And they want you to have very good to excellent credit to get this. Lots of Navy Federal's cards, you can have just average credit, and be approved, but this one they want you to have very good credit for this flagship card. Now, with the Titanium, we're looking at it's a good card for everyday spending, and they would really just want you to have a good credit score. They only have 4 credit cards for Andrews Federal Credit Union. One is rebuilding, so they have one for if you're rebuilding credit. 2 of them you only need to have fair credit, and this one they say they want you to have good credit, so you don't even need to have excellent credit, which is one of the reasons people like credit unions also, because if you've had credit issues in the past, they tend to be a bit more lenient, and it's a bit more personal, right? Relationship banking, more of a individual approach. And when it comes to serving the customer, where with large banks, people tend to feel more like they're treated just like another number when it comes to large banks. So as we jump into this, though, so with the Visa Signature, with the flagship card, all right, the sign-up bonus going on as of the making of this video. With the flagship, they're offering you 40,000 bonus points, which you can redeem for $400. When you spend $4,000 in the first 90 days, all right? 90 days is a pretty standard time window for Navy Federal. But their sign-up bonuses, it's usually about 10% return on spend. When I got the flagship, though, it was 40,000 points for spending $3,000. So they actually increased that. Actually, someone gave a data point in one of my videos. They commented, they said, I think they only had to spend, was it $2,000? I think they got $500 for spending $3,000 or something like that. It used to be better. So these deals do change. The sign-up bonuses do change over time. So every few months, don't be surprised if you see these change. Now with the Titanium, you get 10,000 bonus points with purchase of $1,500 in the first 90 days. So 10,000 points for not quite as good of return on spend, but again, you get 90 days to do it. So they're both offering you a nice little 90-day incentive when you first sign up and get the card. Now, here's the benefits you're going to be getting with this, okay? Now, with the flagship, you're getting 3 points on all travel purchases. So a lot of people just think of flights and hotels. Yes, that's obviously part of travel, flying somewhere, staying in a hotel. But, if you have a commuting expense, so if you have tolls, ferries you have to pay for, parking, any other stuff that's travel-related, so car rentals, timeshares, camping, RV parks, Also, when it comes to the commuting, so like ride sharing, Uber and Lyft, I mean, I use my flagship card for Uber and Lyft, even just if I'm going around town here in Las Vegas where I live, not even if I'm necessarily traveling, I still get 3 times the points on that. So with the titanium card, you get 3 times the points on gas and groceries. So they make it more of a good everyday spending card is what they do. They don't gear it necessarily towards travel quite as much as Navy Federal does. But I mean, you get 3 points on gas and groceries, so it's good for an everyday spending card. Now you get 1.5 points on all other purchases. Travel accident insurance, auto rental insurance, emergency assistance, concierge services, which to me is kind of funny that credit cards even put that on there as a benefit because it's like you have Google. Like that's your concierge now. You have Google, right? ID theft protection, which is common with pretty much all credit cards now. Warranty manager. Some more benefits you get here with the flagship card. So you also get 3 times the points on other things that they consider to be travel related, like entertainment options, museums, amusement parks, public golf courses. And with this, you get 2.5 points on, 2 points on everything else. So with the titanium, you get 1.5 points on everything else. With this, you get 2 points on everything else with the flagship. So which is why the flagship, aside from being good for travel, can be a good everyday spending card because, it's 1 penny per point. So even like with my Chase Sapphire Preferred card, they give you 2 points on travel and 1 point on everything else. So it's still 1 penny per point with them. So you get better points really with Navy Federal's card here with the flagship than you do with Chase's Sapphire Preferred like I have. Now you also get up to $100 in statement credits when you apply for global entry or TSA PreCheck. Navy Federal, no balance transfer fee, foreign transaction fee, cash advance fees. That goes for all of their credit cards. The flagship here does have an annual fee of $49. That's the only credit card Navy Federal has that has an annual fee, but $49 for what you're getting, it's a pretty good deal. And then you also have travel accident insurance, 24/7 access to reps over the phone for credit cards. Yes, you do with Navy Federal. I've called them at all hours of the day. Travel and emergency assistance, cell phone protection, all that kinds of stuff, right? So when it comes to another feature here of redeeming points, both of these you can see they're all pretty much the same, right? You can redeem points for cash, travel, gift cards, and merchandise. Same thing with titanium, right? Cash, travel, merchandise. Apparently they don't do the gift cards, but nonetheless, you can redeem them for cash, use them for travel. Of course, you can buy stuff with them. They each have their own, shopping portal and that kind of thing. The titanium card, the credit limits range from $5,000 to $50,000, which $5,000 is actually the minimum for both these cards you get approved for. With the flagship card, if they're going to approve you for it, they have to be able to approve you for at least a $5,000 minimum, where Navy Federal's other cards, I think it's just a $1,000 minimum, which is why for Navy Federal, the flagship card has a higher credit score minimum required to get approved versus their other credit cards. So when it comes to the titanium, though, you only need to have good credit, and it's still going to be a minimum $5,000 spending limit that you're going to have if you get approved for this card. And then, like you're saying earlier with Navy Federal, their points are pretty much, like I said, it's 1 penny per point. So just doing the math, you can see here, 15,000 points, right? $150 round trip airline, all that kind of thing. Also, these rewards points do not expire as long as the account is open. So you don't have to worry about points expiring with Navy Federal. You can build them up, and you can keep them for a long time. Now, when it comes to the fees you're looking at paying with these, all right, annual fee for the flagship, $49, titanium, $0. Foreign transaction fee, $0 for both. APR, pretty damn comparable, and actually, Andrews beats Navy Federal on this. It's not very often you see a credit card with a lower annual percentage rate than APR, with a lower annual percentage rate than Navy Federal. So Navy Federal, 9.99 to 18%. Andrews, 9.49 to 16.49. So that's rare to see Navy Federal actually get beat. SECU is comparable. Sometimes you'll see ones like USAA is kind of comparable, right? They're still a bit cheaper than lots of other financial institutions. Lots of banks, usually you're going to see the 24.99, 29.99 on the high end. So oftentimes credit cards beat them, but it's not too often you see Navy Federal get beat on the APR by someone else. Cash advance APR, 2% above your variable APR and also ATM cash advance fee, none if you do it at Navy Federal branch, or it's 50 cents per domestic and $1 per foreign transaction. With titanium, balance transfer fee and the cash advance fee are either both 2% or $10. So it's going to be whichever is greater. That's pretty generous too. Lots of times it's 5% or $10, right? So 2%. Sometimes you see 3%, but not 2% very often. And then you have late payment, return payment fee, up to $20 for Navy Federal, up to $25 for or up to $20 Navy Federal with this flagship, and up to $25 for Andrews with the titanium. Now, if we're looking here at eligibility requirements for Navy Federal, basically you either have to be active in the military, so it could be active duty, National Guard or reservist, doesn't matter. You're going into the military, so you're in DEP. You're just waiting to go. You've already signed all your paperwork. You're just waiting to go to basic training. Officer candidate, things like that. You're a veteran, right? Retiree. Immediate family members, so can definitely join on your behalf if you're a member of the military. Even a roommate can join. And so if you have a roommate, if you're a civilian and you have a roommate who's in the military, you can actually join as well. And then for Andrews Federal Credit Union, how you join is that you're either employed by a member of one of the employer groups. You live, work, attend school, or worship in Washington, D.C. This middle one right here I have underlined because it says you are or wish to be a member of the American Consumer Council. So this is how you can join, even if you live out in Illinois or in Oregon or something like that. You can join still. You don't have to live in the D.C. area. You don't have to be on the East Coast or anything like that. So you are an immediate family member. Are you an immediate family or household member of one of their current members? And civilian personnel of military units or their dependents, survivors, all that kind of stuff, who work or assigned to 2 different bases. You have Joint Base Andrews here, and you have Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst. Next part here is just more eligibility requirements for Andrews Federal Credit Union, just talking about basically like Navy Federal, right? All the active duty, or reservists or things like that. So if you're actively in the military, then you can definitely join either of these 2 branches. But if you're not, like we talked about earlier, there's ways you can join without being in the military. And with all that being said, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys like this rundown comparison between these 2 cards. Like I said, this is basically the best credit card that each of these credit unions has to offer. These are both popular credit unions. You can see why just looking at them, from the rewards they offer, some of the benefits, how low some of their fees are just non-existent, how low the APR is on these cards, and things like that. So, that's one of the reasons people like credit unions, is because they feel like they give a better service and a more individual service than big banks. So guys, if you have either of these cards or experience with either or both of these credit unions, I really do want to hear about it down below. I appreciate you guys taking a little bit of your time out today to watch this video, and hopefully I was able to teach you guys something that you liked. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, keep growing your money.